Hello! In my previous video I was showing how to create in a quick way many circles to create a geometrical drawing. In that case I had to create 24 circles rotating around the central point, and I did it like this, so just creating a circle. Well, enter the size. Okay, and now I did copy paste and having the rotation center put at the bottom of the circle. I rotated it for 180 degrees, and so I could use Ctrl A, and then copy paste, and then putting this rotation center in the center this time, and then doing something like that, and so on, copy paste, which is very fast because every copy paste operation you multiply the number of circles by 2. But in the meantime I looked at the documentation and find out that there is a better way, much faster even, to do something like that, and that is called power duplicate. While then looking in the menu and everywhere, I didn't find any power duplicate menu entry, but there is only a duplicate in Affinity Designer. This duplicate is here, duplicate selection in the edit menu, and the shortcut is Ctrl J for Windows PCs. So just let me clean up quickly and show how you can do it using the power duplicate. So I keep one circle, and I will now put the rotation center where I want it to have. So this point should become the rotation, the center point of the kind of flower we will build. And I duplicate, so this time I will use the menu to show you, but the next time I will just use Ctrl J to go faster. So I have now 2 circles, and the rotation center is put at the correct place, and I will use 15 degrees. So that's what happened. But now if I duplicate again, look what happens. I use now the shortcut Ctrl J, and it's not only replicating the shape, but it's also applying the same changes that I've done. So in that case only a small rotation, but that way, just by using Ctrl J many times, even I did it once too much. Okay, I have now already all the circles that I wanted to have. Now, which is interesting is that this technique works perfectly then with shapes in Affinity, but if you are more a photographer and you want to do some special effects on your photography, it's also working there. So let me show you. We go now to Affinity Photo, which is already open here, and to show you an example, I prepared something. If you want to follow, you can use the same picture that I will use here. you go to Unsplash in the stock integrated stock photo stock manager, and you just look for frame. And for this tutorial, the first photography we encounter here is already perfect for what we want to do. You probably have seen already this kind of photos where you have a photo with a frame in it, and then in that frame you have exactly the same picture again, and with a frame and a picture in it again and again and again and again. That's what we will create now in just a few minutes. So let me adjust the size of the picture to the size of my canvas. Okay, and let us go to the layers. Perfect. So we have one layer with our picture. Here in Affinity Designer, if we go to Edit, well, there is no duplicate thing in the menu. But if we go to the layers and we right click, then here we have the duplicate, and there is no shortcut defined, but nevertheless, let me select this layer and I use Ctrl J, and it does exactly the same. It duplicates it. So the first thing we need now to do is to put this new image inside the frame, and a good way to do that is to make it semi-transparent. Okay, and then let us make it smaller so that it fits. We see with the semi-transparency what we will get. I will do something like that, perhaps even a little bit bigger. Okay, and I try to align the horizon with the original one. Good. Okay, now of course that is not exactly what we want. We want now to have this picture inside the frame in the original layer, so we have to mask it. For that we will hide this layer first, and we will select the part that we want to have inside our mask. There are different tools that can be used, but for this specific example I will use the free lasso. This is the part where you will probably have the most time, need the most time to have it good. So for this example, excuse me, it won't be perfect. Again, it's an example, it's to show you how. Here I choose to not include this finger that we see behind, because if we have a picture in that frame you won't see this finger anymore, but I keep, so I go around this little part of finger that is in the front, and we close the selection. Okay, so again it could be better, but it's for the example. Now I activate this this layer, and I have the selection. I add a mask, and because I have a selection, the mask will already apply, so everything outside of the mask will be hidden, and thing inside the selection the mask will allow to see through. Okay, so remove the selection. It's already nice. We have now a frame within the frame, but we want now many of them. And it's here that the magic happens. Nevertheless, I had to try and retry again. Sometimes it was working and sometimes it was not working. And what I found out in the end is that if you don't touch this selection area, then and you duplicate, then you really just duplicate the layer as is. If you want that we will do the duplicate, and that then we will make this duplicate smaller to fit into the mask. Only if we use one of these points, I will use the center point, then what we really want will work. I have no clue why it is so. Perhaps it's a bug, something that we should verify with Serif. But okay, if you know that it's working that way, just do it. So I select the center point, and now I duplicate. I use Ctrl J. So for the moment, my new duplicate has exactly the same size than the original one. So I will now make it smaller until it fits into the mask. So we will zoom in a little bit. Okay, here we are. In the corner. We will resize it that way. A little bit right, a little bit left, until it fits perfectly in. Okay, for me it's good enough. Let us zoom out to the full picture. So we have duplicate the layer, we have manipulate the size and the position to get it right, and now look, I use Ctrl J to power duplicate, and here's a new one, Ctrl J and Ctrl J and so forth until the infinite. But I think now it's already good enough to stop here. So you see, within a few minutes you get the good effect already. Now you just have to export and to enjoy. Thank you for watching. Bye.